Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Ganana Antva Ganapati Gammavamahe Kavim Kavinam Upavashravastramam Jeshtarajam Brahmanan Brahmanaspathan Vishnannoti Viseda Sadhanam. Om Mahaganadipataye Namaha. Om Keshwaya Namaha. Om Narayana Namaha. Om Madhvaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Vishnuve Namaha. Matsudaya Namaha. Trivikramaya Namaha. Vamanaya Namaha. Sridharaya Namaha. Hrishikeshaya Namaha. Padmanabhaya Namaha. Damodaraya Namaha. Sankarshnaya Namaha. Vasudevaya Namaha. Pradyumnaya Namaha. अनिरुद्धाय नमः पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः दौक्षाय नमः नारसिंहाय नमः अच्युताय नमः जनार्दनाय नमः उपेन्द्राय नमः हरे नमः श्रीकृष्णाय नमः श्रीकृष्ण ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विच्चे 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 हरि ओम Suta Maharshi is talking on Devi Bhagavata with Shaunaka Maharshi and other rishis in Naimisharanya, very sacred place selected by Brahma. Now Suta Maharshi is telling about Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, getting darshana of Maha Bhagavathi. King Janamejaya asked about the significance of Mahadevi Bhagavati Yajna from Vedavyasa Maharshi. Since he felt confused as to who should be targeted to put one's wholehearted devotion as multi-dimensional attention to gods might get diffused even to star yogis, let alone normal human beings, especially because of concentration in human mind is highly erratic and fluid against the powerful pull of material distractions with Maya. The normal belief had been that one could anchor on either Brahma, the creator, or Vishnu, the preserver, or Mahadeva, the destroyer, each representing the Rajasika Guna, Sattvika Guna, or Tamasika Guna, respectively. But to say that amalgamation of all the gunas as Devi Bhagavati was perhaps an oversimplification. Even sun god, whose visibility was a clear phenomena, is directly perceptible before one's own vision. Vyasa Maharshi replied that this question was no doubt relevant, but was replied in the past by the Trinity themselves. The Trimurtis themselves have given the reply to this sort of question. At the stage when Mahavishnu killed Madhukaitaba monsters who came from Vishnu's ears, by expanding his thigh space to kill them, the Trimurtis had clearly comprehended that Devi Parashakti, who had no form or no dimension and was the endless and unequal energy, has supported Vishnu to kill them with their Maya. There were heavenly directions to the Trimurtis at the time of universal destruction to perform tapasya, or heavenly directions to the Trimurtis at the time of universal destruction to perform tapasya, to meditate, to create, to promote and destroy illusion. And this was the direction come from the Bhagavati only. As the Trimurtis themselves got no leads to create what and how, to promote which and where, that was the illusion or Maya. The Trimurtis wondered that as there was no earth but a huge ocean, no five elements nature, earth, light, air, sky, and water, no five tanmatras or the causative rudiments, Shabda or sound, Sparsha or touch, Rupa or sight, Gandha or smell, and Rasa or taste. No sensual organs and no gunas or sugunas, durgunas, nirguna, goodness, evil, or equanimity. How could the process of creation be initiated? In reply, a vimana or an air float or a pushpaka vimana, air float was sent to carry the Trimurtis towards the sky. So the Pushpaka Vimana came and collected Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara and lifted them towards the sky and landed at a place where was no water but ground. The place looked like a beautiful city with well-laid buildings, gardens, water fountains, trees with ripe fruits, and splashes of flowers with divine fragrances. Conditioned air and lighting, apparently the gateway out to heaven. It was so nice. The Pushpaka Vimana with Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara was lifted up again and flew low to let the Trimurtis watch the Nandana gardens, Surabhi cow, Parijata Bruksha, and celestial tree, the Ainavata, the divine elephant, a bevy of beautiful apsaras at dance, Gandharvas on singing, and finally the high throne with glittering gold and jewelry, with Indra and Sachi sitting on, encircled by planetary heads like Varuna, Agni, Surya, Chandra, and host of devatas and their devis. Further, the Trimurtis witnessed the Brahmaloka, the Vaikuntha Loka, and Kailasa, and discovered original Trinity, original Trimurtis with their wives and accompaniments. Also, they are saying. Finally, the Pushpaka Viman reached Sudha Sagar, the ocean of nectar, and in its midst they found the Mani Deepa, or the island of gems, in which a cart with the four legs, represented by Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and all other devatas, were sighted. The, the Trimurtis then had the supervision of extraordinary radiance, twinkling flashings of a physical manifestation of Mahadevi Bhagavati. The top portion of the cart represented Sadashiva in the form of a colorful rainbow with a red carpet bejeweled and spread over. She sat gracefully smiling, wearing a red garment, a garland with red flowers, and red sandal placed on her forehead with black eyes and red lips. Four hands wearing a nose, a lotus, a gourd, and an Akshaya Patra, an eternally filled vessel. An eternally filled vessel, Akshaya Patra, as though she was about to give away boons. Even the birds around were chanting mystic incantations of Mula mantras like Hreem. Examples of Mula mantras are Bija mantras are Om Haim Hreem Sreem, Om Ka A E La Hreem, Hasakala Hum, Hasaka Hala Hreem, Sakala Hreem, Om Aim Kleem, Sau Sau Kleem Aim, Om Aim Hreem Kleem, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aim Hreem Kleem, Chamundaye Viche. That is Navaranama mantra. Om, Him, Krom, Aim, Claim, such, etc. Her earrings were of the shape of the Sri Chakra. She was surrounded by devis like Rileka and others like Angakusuma. She was seated in a Satkona. Satkona means seven angled. Seven Kona, seven angles. Satkona. Yantra format. She was seated in a Satkona Yantra format. Lord Vishnu of the Trinity recognized her as he saw her in the same physical manifestation when he was a toe sucking boy on a banyan leaf floating on a massive water surface and blessed him to create Brahma and Maheshwara and advised that the process of creation be taken up as soon as possible. That is the direction of Devi Bhagavathi. Lord Vishnu said that Trimurtis were fortunate with their vision of Maha Devi Bhagavathi and the tapasya in meditation that was performed by them all the time. All the time, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, they do tapas on Mahadevi, Bhagavati. Duration of yugas had succeeded. So many yugas had succeeded. As he stated like that, Lords Brahma and Ishvara were choked with emotion and endless joy and prostrated before the unparalleled vision with humility and gratitude with Bhagavati. As soon as the Trimurtis entered the entry point of the sanctum sanctorium where Devi Bhagavati was seated smilingly, the three three of them, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar, were converted into stunning feminine forms. Another astonishing miracle was that the entire universe was witnessed on her toenails, including the Trinity, Trimurtis, and their abodes. The Panchabhutas, Indra, all other devas, Gandharvas, Apsaras, the humanity, ocean, mountains, sages like Vedavyasa, the galaxy, view, Sushumara, Ashwinis, and so on. So, this was a very big darshana for Bhagavati to the Trimurtis. Now, Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara submitted their prayers to Maha Bhagavathi and 16 tattvas are explained. Completely overcome by awe and humility, Lord Vishnu addressed Maha Bhagavathi that he was amazed to witness the entire universe on her toenails, including himself, and he was but a minuscule reflection of herself. Nobody knows how many such Vishnus were created, and that she was Karangulina Katpanna, Karangulinakotpanna, Narayan Dashakritihi. That's what Lalita Sahasrama says. Karangulinakotpanna, Narayana Dashakritihi. And that means so many Narayanas were created, so many Vishnus were created by Devi Bhagavati, or she created 10 incarnations of Narayana by touching her hand and nails. She was Om, Hrim, and Srim, Mula Prakriti, and Mula Mantramika. She was Niradhara, foundationless. Nitya, she is eternal. She is Nirguna, without any characteristics. Nirvikara, changeless. And Dhyanadhatru, Dayarupa, the meditation, the meditator, and the meditated. Dhyana Dhatru, Dhyanarupa, the one who meditates, meditator, and the meditated. She was the material cause of Prakriti, nature, Maya, illusion, and the Tattvas. She was the superpower, but yet she bestows kindness readily and spontaneously. Avyaja Karanapura Purti. Avyaja Karanapurti. Tattvas. There are so many tattvas. The Sutta Maharshi is explaining the following tattvas. Jnanendriyas, 5 sense organs. 5 sense organs are eyes, nose, tongue, mouth, and skin. Karmendriyas are 5 organs for action: mouth, feet, hands, genital, and anus. 5 tanmatras are inner basics of elements or light, sound, taste, smell, and consciousness. 5 antakaranas, mind or thought 1, buddhi or understanding 2nd, siddha or power of mind leading to jayam or success, and angaram or excitement. 6 adharas are foundations: Mooladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipura chakra, Anahata chakra, Vishuddhi chakra, Angana chakra. So dhatus are 7 body constituents. There are dhatus in the body. One is serum, blood, semen, brain marrow, flesh, bone, and skin. These are the 7 body constituents. And there are 10 vayus. There are 10 vayus. One is pranavayu, near heart. Apanavayu, top to the bottom, all over. Samanavayu, near the throat. Vyanavayu, all the total body. Uttanavayu, near navel. Nahana vayu, movements and speech. Kurmana vayu, causing disgust or dismay. Kiriharana vayu, exhaled by yawning. Dhananjaya vayu, remaining the body after the death. These are the 10 types of vayus. And there are body koshas, there are 5 koshas. One is Annamaya kosha, food body. Manomaya kosha, composed of mind. Pranamaya kosha, the force holding body and mind together. Vijnanamaya kosha, body of intellect. And Anandamaya kosha, the body of bliss. There are Navadvaras, that is 9 doors for the human body. There are 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and a mouth, genital, and excretory channel. 8 vikaras in the body, or vices. 8 vikaras. One is lust, meanness, anger, carelessness, showiness, ferocity, haughtiness, and jealousy. These are the 8 vikaras. 3 mandalas of body regions. Agni mandala are the fireplace in the lower abdomen. Aditya mandala are the place of sun in the stomach. And Chandra mandala are the region of moon in the head and shoulders. 3 temperaments are explained: flatulency or excessive self-importance, melancholy or pensive sadness, bilious temperament or irritability, phlegmatic temperament or indifference. There are 3 gunas attributed. Sattva guna, goodness. Rajasika guna is passion. And Tamasika guna is ignorance. 5 avasthas or inner soul abodes in the body parts. Sakirma are fully alive and vigilant, connected to forehead. Swapnam are dormant soul in a state of dream, connected to the neck. Sujiti are insensibility of soul, connected to the breast. Turiyam are obstruction of mind, while soul is connected to navel, and Turiyatyam are state of the death when the soul is sunk into Muladharam. There are 10 nadis explained. Our nerve connections is called nadi. Itkala nadi, Idkala nadi are the nerve beginning from the big toe of the right foot to the left nostril. Pingala nadi connecting the big toe of the left foot to the right nostril. Kantari nadi are nerves beginning from navel to the neck, assuming 7 folds of 7 tones of human voice. Sugava nadi are the optical nerves interconnecting 10 branches. Purodhana nadi are the auditory nerves linking 120 lines. Guru beginning from the navel to flat stomach, Sangini nadi on the flat belly. Suji Muna nadi, the nervous link connecting adharas like Muladhara, Swadhisthana, etc., and Ati Alubbuda connecting miscellaneous parts of the body. Lord Brahma and Shiva also paid their reverent prayers to Maha Devi Bhagavathi, and she bestowed her blessings to them to dutifully discharge their respective duties to her entire satisfaction. As they had raised queries before their departure by Pushpaka Viman, she commended them to initiate the fulfillment of the task assigned to them forthwith. She obliged Lord Maheshwara by repeating the 9-lettered mantra to be repeated by them as often as possible. Namarana mantra, Navakshari mantra, as often as possible. Om Hrim Shrim Chandikaye Namaha. Om Haim Hrim Klim Chandika Chamundaye Viche. That sort of thing. Along with the Mula mantra. Brahma too was extremely ecstatic with the mind-boggling darshana of Maha Bhagavathi, and most of his doubts appear to have been clear, excepting one, however, that still remained with him. He wondered whether what Vedas affirmed again and again that the Mahapurusha was the one and only super energy beyond comprehension, and if so, whether that incomprehensible power was herself. In that case, whether Mahapurusha and Mahadevi Bhagavati were just the same. Was Mahapurusha a feminine Shakti or a male supreme force? These are the doubt Brahma has got it. Devi Bhagavati explained about her vibhutis and also explained Brahma to clarify his doubt. To the pointed queries expressed by Lord Brahma, Mahadevi Bhagavati given her clarifications in no uncertain terms that Mahapurusha and herself was just the same as a lamp and reflection in a mirror, and that she was neither a female nor a male, but Aniku genderless Nirguna. That is one of the sthiti. Any changes witnessed are due to the interplay of Antakarana are natural instinct like mind, buddhi, mental power, and ahankara, ego, on the one hand, and maya, illusion, on the other. At the time of creation, following the great dissolution, that is pralaya, the dissimilarities occurred as gender, karma, fate, and antakaranas, all created by maya. It was that time of creation that the supreme energy assumed various vibhutis or manifestations like Sri, prosperity, buddhi, brain power, daya, compassion, dhriti, tolerance, smriti, memory, shraddha, conviction, medha, acumen, lajja, shame, shanti, peace, nidra, sleep, pipasa, desire, vidya, comprehension, spriha, awakeness and alertness, and Shakti, the power. Mahadevi continued to state that she was the Para, Madhyama, and Pashyanti. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama also. Mystic expressions of the supreme power indicating the stages of manifestations of the eternal force. She was Parashakti, beyond one's comprehension. She is Madhyama Shakti, who was both expressed and unexpressed, Vyakta and Avyakta. Pashyanti Shakti, who was fully manifested and recognizable with physical form, or Sakara Shakti. She was also present in 35 million nadis throughout the human body. The tubular organs of the body like arteries, veins, intestines, blood vessels, pulses, etc. Pulse, etc. She was in vasa, fat, majja, marrow, tvak, skin, and drishti, eyesight, clearly present in each and every part of samsara. So was the case of non-moving objects of creation, either animate or inanimate. Mahadevi Bhagavati further affirmed that she was seen as Brahmi as Saraswati, Vaishnavi or Lakshmi, Ishwari or Gauri, Indrani or Indra, Indrani as Indra, Varuni as Varuna, and so on, whose formations were all hers, making the counterpart Purushas perform their task as the Mahadevi agents or instruments of action. She was the guna She was the gunas of Sattva, Rajasa, Tamasika, Ahankara's Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge, Kriya Shakti, the power of action, Artha Shakti, the power of wealth, or Maya, the illusion, the various Tattvas and Mahatattva, and the interplay of five Tanmatras, or subtle elements, touch, see, breathe, hear, and taste, and five basic elements, earth, air, water, fire, and sky, known as the process of Panchikarana, resulting in five causes. This was made into Jiva, living entity, and the cosmic totality of that would be Brahma, stated as Devi Bhagavathi. नमोस्तनंताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाक्षरपाशासनाम्ने पुरुषार्थे सहस्रकोटियुगधारणे नमः सहस्रकोटियुगधारणे नमः आकाशात् परिदं यथागतसागरं सर्वदेव नमस्कारः श्रीकेशं प्रगत्यो नमः सर्ववेदेशत्पुण्यं सर्वतीर्थेषु यत्फलं तत्परं पुण्यमाप्त्यवासनान् वासुदेवस्य वास्तन्ते जगत्रयं सर्वभूतनिवासोऽसि वासुदेवमूर्ते कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि नारायणाय समर्पयामि नारायण समर्पयामि ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विच्चे ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विच्चे ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विच्चे. Next we are going to read about